Page 54, the winner takes it all. 4/4 time, we're still in the key of C major, no sharps or flats. I don't see any accidentals in here anywhere, so it looks like we're only using the white keys on the piano. I want to take it one hand at a time, just make sure we got the rhythms and notes and everything. And the first measure there has 4/8 notes in it, which is 2 beats. So we're coming in on beat 3. Well, that means there should be another measure somewhere else with 2 beats in it, because you got to have the other 2 beats somewhere. And if you look at the bottom of page 55, sure enough, there's a measure with a half note. Well, those are the first 2 beats, and these are the last 2 beats, 3 and 4 and. You're here. 3 and the thumb comes down, and during the 2 rest, you just bring the rest of the hand down. Measure 4, come down again during the rest. You do that a couple of times. That's pretty much it for page 54. Page 55, it's a similar rhythm that we had and different notes, but it's not too different. 1 and 2, you reach up. 3, 4, and during the rest, 1 and come down. And this is the rhythm for here, pretty much. Measure 20, rest and. And I assume you know the names of all these notes in the music. If you don't, you need to learn them real quick. Last line on page 55. You're here, 4th finger here, and then they say 2. No, it's possible. I would prefer not to. I want to connect them. So I'm going to use thumb and then 3. This way I can connect it, and now I got time to come down. But in the second measure, it's measure 28, the notes are written here, but it has an 8VA above it, so we have to move. So here we're going to go from here to here. You may have to practice that move because it's over an octave. It's got to be accurate. Just lift up and move. It's like when you take a breath in here and reach up a little finger here. Okay. Left hand has the chords. You have the C chord. We don't have the middle note. We don't have to have it. It's fine. We can do this. We have some of these, and then the last measure, that line, we have the here. It's like a 5/7 chord. And then measure 5, just come down. Do that, and then measure 7, come down again. Well, actually, you kind of staying where you are, just reach out. You just stretched out to an octave, and you do that some more. Put the hands together. Here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. And 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and. 2 and. 4 and. And that's pretty much it. You just go through and work it out and get the hands together, and then go back through it and get rid of the hesitations. You take it at your speed, nice and slow is fine, but get rid of the hesitations. As far as articulation goes, connect everything you can. Here, you can't connect these chords, but do the best you can. In the right hand, you got rest to lift up. Otherwise, connect it in the right hand as best you can. Dynamics, go to the melody in the right hand. What is mezzo piano? MP? Sort of soft? Medium soft? Moderately soft? You decide what sort of soft is. These chords need to be soft. So, see, all the time I'm playing this, I want to hear this. And I'm not going to play this louder, so I can. I'm going to play this where it needs to be. And this, I got to find a way to make it softer. And you're staying in that area until the top of page 55 when you can go up to loud. That's loud. The left hand can come up a little bit. It's got to stay in the background. So start this soft. Stay. they don't give you all the dynamics. And the ones they give you are suggestions anyway, pretty much. So in measure 16, you're going to go up to loud. And in measure 20, you're going to go up to loud. Well, if you're already loud, you're not going to go up to loud. That's silly. So somewhere, you got to come back down. So I'm suggesting to you on measure 16, you go up to loud. Started this moderately soft. This is soft, and then loud. This is loud. Come down. And as you're doing this, come down. So moderately loud. Come down to moderately soft. Here. And then at 20, you can go back up from moderately soft to moderately loud. And then here you can stay loud, because on measure 23 there, the first ending there, they tell you to get softer. Well, that gets softer by itself. This gets softer, real soft. Now you're moderately soft again for measure 24. And that repeats back to the reverse repeat sign over on the other pitch. So that's my suggestion on these dynamics. So again, measure 16, start out. I'm talking right hand. The left hand's got to stay in the background. Just moderately soft. Go up to loud. Now start this at moderately loud and go down to moderately soft. Now moderately soft, loud. Stay there. Now get soft. Back down to moderately soft. That's my impression of it. Now when you get to measure 25, you're loud here. You stay loud here, and the right hand and left hand, play that moderately loud, because that's got to last for the whole line. They're tied. You don't play it again, it's going to die away. So it's... And then softly, you can get softer here and slow down, retardando. But all the time I'm doing this, I want to hear this. That's why I played a little louder at the first of the line. Here. So you have to experiment with the dynamics and get them the hands to balance out, so the melody's coming out in the right places. As far as the speed goes, I'm sure you can find recordings of this, but this is mine. I just in the middle. It's not fast or slow. I don't want to talk about how fast would you sing it if you were going to sing it. I don't know. I think about that. These chords in the left hand are going to drag. But that's okay. They can do whatever they're going to do. It's the melody I'm after. That's got to be moderately. Well, then they've added pedal for overtones and connect these chords. But we have to be careful. We don't want to smear it up too much. Because too much pedal like they're doing, well, yeah. So it's like at the beginning, of course, I push the notes down first and then the pedal. That's kind of the standard pedaling. The pedal lags behind what the hands are doing. It always lags behind them, most of the time. There's other kinds of pedaling techniques, but this is the most common. So I'm going to push the pedal down right after I play the whole notes here, right here. It stays down, then I lift it up as I play the eighth notes. Now they're saying in measure 3, yuck. I'm not going to pedal the first beat. Here, and then I push it down. So I don't want both of these. No, so I just don't pedal the first beat. And then measure 4, I don't know why they're doing this. Now they're telling you to pedal the eighth notes. No, that's got to be an error. The pedaling on all of these measures needs to be the same as the first line on these. You lift it up when you start. Don't pedal the eighth notes on any of these. On page 54. I'll get to 55 in a minute. Page 50, don't pedal these. So measure 4, lift it up. Lift it up. Actually, on measure 4, right after you play that, you can lift it up there. You need to have it down to connect the chords. But while once you play the whole note, you can lift it up. You don't need it anymore. So, yeah, so try that and see what you think. So at the beginning, measure 8, I left it down. So I want to keep the sound from measure 7 here. Throughout the rest, I'm going to keep it. You don't have to. You could lift it up. But to me, that's, yeah. So I left it down. Then lift it up. And keep pedaling it the same way. Now, depending on how much you're struggling here, it's nice to connect these chords, and we need the pedal for that. But on the 8th notes, if I don't pedal them, then I'm not pedaling to connect the chords. So go back up to the first line. On the last 2 measures, you're here. If I don't pedal this, then I can't connect that. If I want to connect it, I gotta pedal the last 8th note and then change it on the chord. So it's the 8th note, push it, and then change it. So it's here, like so. However, on measure 3, I don't pedal till the 2nd beat. So I'm going to pedal here and then lift it up after I play the chord and then put it down. This way I can connect the chords, and I can do that on all of these. I can connect the chords on the left hand if I want. Go to measure 4, you're here. If I want to connect that, I need to pedal, so I'll pedal the 8th note, and then change it. This way I'm using the pedal to help me out. Remember, we pedal for specific reasons, and if there's a need, you do it. Here it's for the overtones. On longer held notes on piano, it's nice to add the overtones. It helps to color them, give them depth. And that's typical. Again, the pedal can be used for that. So on these that adds a little color to the sound, because you're going to listen to that for a bit. Also, we use pedal to connect repeated notes when we need them, especially chords. And that's what we're doing here. It's serving 2 purposes here. It's coloring the long notes and connecting the chords. And another one is for legato, where I want to connect something. I'll pedal it just long enough to connect it. Push it down right there. I can do this all the way through. Connect it, connect it. Connect all these chords. Now that kind of pedaling would be if there's other stuff going on in the other hand and I don't want to make it mushy, or I just don't want the overtones, in which case then I would do that, another type of pedaling that you have to think about. Now on page 55 we're a little different. Here you can go ahead and mush this up a little bit. We're louder, we're getting excited, so we can just leave the pedal down. See, there's contrast between those 2 pages, and that contrast is important. It's just so the whole song doesn't sound the same. Now for the last bit, this go down to measure 25. 2nd ending, you're here, you're loud. Keep it down, mush it up. Here, and that's fine. You can mush it up. The song ended at major 27 with the half note. That's it. All of this is, there was an afterthought. You're just kind of dreaming here. And you can get misty and foggy and mushy here. That's okay. The fermatas at the end, you hold those out as long as you feel the need. With a metronome, I would double the value and hold them out for 4 counts instead of 2. And I like to play it with you very slowly here to check all the notes and rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics. I will try and pedal it as I suggested. And we're going to do the repeat and the whole bit. So I'll give us 2 counts because we come in on beat 3. Ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 2 and 2 and 1, 2, hold 2, off.